Ty Hackett is getting ready for work in the early morning. He wakes up his younger brother Jimmy and tells him to get ready for high school. Ty is a war hero who served in Iraq and received the Silver Star. Recently, both of his parents passed away, leaving him to care for Jimmy and the mortgage. Mike Cochran picks up Ty, and the two ride together to work at the Eagle Shield Armored Truck Company. At work, Chief Ashcroft briefs the security team. Ty, Mike, and Baines head to a bank after receiving their assignments. When they return after picking up the cash, Baines spots a black van following them. Due to the location, they are without radio reception when the truck stalls in a tiny underpass. As they desperately try to restart the truck, Mike claims to smell sugar, and they become concerned that the truck has been sabotaged. Ty is in the back with the cash and notices a black van rushing in their direction. Masked men emerge from the van as it stops and place an explosive device on the armored truck's back. Ty is terrified and prepares for the explosion, but it's only a bottle rocket. The men take off their hoods as Mike and Baines laugh hysterically. Ty has passed his final exam and is now a fully qualified guard. To celebrate, the guys go out for drinks. They share with him a tale of a stolen armored truck in Abilene where the thieves made off with $4 million years ago. Neither the thieves nor the stolen money were ever found. Ty asks Ashcroft for more work at the office because he fears the bank will seize his home. Mike assures him that they will work something out, and that he considers him a member of his family. Mike explains to him that he believes the Abilene heist was a hoax, and that the guards actually stole the money while they were on the road. While eating at a hot dog stand, they run into the local sheriff, Eckhart. Ty is informed by Mike that their truck tomorrow will likely contain $42 million. Mike replies that he does believe they could be robbed when Ty asks. He informs him that the other 4 team members are on board and plan to steal the entire $42 million while making it appear as though they were hijacked. Ty calls him crazy and tells him not to participate. Mike advises him to give it some thought and, if he decides to go, to show up at the bus stop in the morning. Ty declines a ride and runs the entire distance home because the idea of robbing the business shocks him. When Ty gets home, a woman from Child Protective Services meets him. When she learns that they might lose their home, she considers taking Jimmy out of Ty's care and placing him in foster care because he has missed more school than he has attended. Mike waits at the bus stop the following morning for Ty to arrive, but he never does. No one speaks in the locker room, but by arriving without Ty, they know he is out and are concerned about their plan. When Ty suddenly appears, they smile. At their lockers, Ty makes Mike promise not to hurt anyone because he can't leave Jimmy and go to jail and blood on his hands. Mike makes a vow. The 2 trucks each have 3 agents. Mike, Baines, and Ty are on one team, while Quinn, Palmer, and Dobbs are on the other truck. 2 trucks with equal amounts of money are being protected by heavily armed guards. The 2 trucks leave the checkpoint while radioing in. With Ashcroft's approval, they should arrive in 51 minutes. The trucks enter an abandoned steel mill full of aging structures and smokestacks. Due to interference, they lose radio contact because electrical transformers are nearby. They park the trucks inside and unload the cash. It is then buried deep inside one of the smokestacks after being placed in duffel bags. They see someone outside move past a window and chase him. When they chase the homeless man up the catwalk, he is shoved and tumbles. Ty rushes down, discovers that the man is still alive, and drags him over to a truck. The homeless man is shot in the back by Baines. Ty is enraged and claims that if he had received medical attention, he might have survived. Mike is upset with Baines for shooting him, but he understands that there was no other option. Ty sprints to a truck and locks himself inside. Ty refuses to open the truck doors despite Mike's best efforts, and he then drives off. Mike takes the other truck and engages in a frantic pursuit through the steel mill. Finally, gaining the upper hand, Mike rams Ty's truck. The trucks roll over. Ty activates the siren and Mike fumbles with the hood before pulling the fuse to deactivate it. While getting a hot dog, Sheriff Eckhart hears a faint siren and leaves to investigate. Since Ty isn't coming out and they only have 40 minutes left, Mike and the gang decide to break into Ty's truck by banging on the armored truck's back doors until the hinges release. They plan to kill Ty and they'll tell the police he died heroically trying to stop the hijacking. They start banging on the heavy steel hinges, but they hardly move. The men alternate swinging the hammer at the hinges, switching as they tire. While the others are hitting the hinge, Ty whispers to Dobbs and convinces him to assist him. Baines catches Dobbs as he tries to take the fuse from the other truck and give it to Ty. After beating Dobbs, he floods the engine with gas. Mike stops him before he lights it and advises him that it is a bad idea because if the truck burns, the money will follow. Driving around the parking lot, Sheriff Eckhart loses radio contact. Before he can enter the structure and apprehend them, Mike emerges and introduces himself as the property's security guard and handyman. Ty has an idea, and he attempts to make the siren audible to the sheriff by connecting it to components from other truck-mounted equipment. Ty's siren sounds as the sheriff prepares to leave, and Baines uses his shotgun to shoot the sheriff. He is alive and bleeding from a shot to the stomach as Mike drags him inside. Ty sneaks out of the truck and uses a flare to set the stash of stolen money on fire while they are preoccupied with the sheriff and fighting with one another. Ty then runs back and takes the sheriff to the armored truck and locks him in with himself as the guys flee for the money. He makes an effort to stop the bleeding and clean the wound. Quinn, who has some sort of plan, drives the other truck off without saying a word. While Quinn is gone, Ty has an idea. He covers the windows with dollar bills so they can't see him, and then, as they are banging on the hinges, he pries open the truck's floor panel and slips out with the sheriff's radio to go to the roof and try to get a signal. He does and gets a call out. As he turns around, Palmer is holding a gun to his head. Palmer is upset with how wrong things have gone, and instead of shooting Ty, he walks off the roof of the building to his death. Ty safely returns to the truck and alerts the sheriff that assistance is on the way. Quinn has kidnapped Jimmy and returns. Ty opens the truck doors after Mike threatens to shoot Jimmy in the head. They seize Ty and begin to beat him. Quinn and Baines open the box containing all the money in Ty's truck. It explodes due to a trap Ty set with flares. The two men are thrown from the truck after a huge explosion. Mike is also, but he is alive because he wasn't in the truck. Ty makes Jimmy hide before running. Mike, who is operating the other armored truck, rams him as he attempts to start the sheriff's car. Ty flees, and Mike follows him in the truck as he begins to run on foot. Ty spots a drop in the road and jumps off, and Mike rams the truck head-on into the hole. Ty walks over and sees Mike thrown from his truck. He takes a few breaths, then dies. Ty walks away. At the hospital, Ty can see the sheriff through his window, and it looks like he will be all right. Ty is informed by Ashcroft that Sheriff Eckhart has explained everything Ty did to save him, and that there may even be a reward. With a few bandages on, Jimmy leaves the emergency room and the two brothers go home.